just text a bitch this shit, and then when you in person, you suggesting ideas like, so what do you want to do next? YouTube, what they do? It's your boy, the one and only. All my players, hit that like button as you enter the player map positions arena. Y'all know them niggas can't see me like I'm John Cena. Alright, now that that's out the way, let's get into the program for today. This is a direct question from one of my subscribers, one of the members of the family. He asked me, how should you text women? Now, I'm a speak on this from two different perspectives. I'm gonna speak on this, how you should text women that you've already, been dealing with, and how you should text women that, you might have not fucked yet, or women you haven't chilled with, I'm gonna add that in the same category. Women you haven't fucked with and women you haven't really chilled with. Alright, let's dive right into this shit like it's the end zone, baby. Alright, so first things first, when you texting a shorty you already, you already smashed, you already been fucking with, you don't want to text her too often, especially if y'all live in the same city. If y'all live in the same city, you wanna call her more often than you text her. And I'm not saying you should call her every day, but what I'm saying is you don't really want to text women, because one thing I realized, a woman has a chance to, leave you on red. I'm not saying she would, but it's just, bitches like playing games sometimes. They might wait so long to respond. So it's like, if you already dealing with shorty, and you want to talk to her or you got something to tell her, just call her real quick, Like, women like that shit more, honestly, because they want to hear your voice, Not only do they want to hear your voice, but sometimes, like, you could text a message and she might not interpret it how you really meant it, So that's why I try to avoid texting shorties too much, I'd rather just call shorty, I might send her like 3 texts a day, if that, 3 texts every 3 days or something, I really don't try to text shorties all day, mainly because, I'm always on purpose, I'm always working for something, I'm always studying or reading or working out or, or training or something like that, I'm really more present, and texting takes you out of the moment, you get me? Alright, but here's some things you want to say. For instance, say if you want to meet up with her and you already been fucking with shorty. I'll be like, hey baby, I won't even say hey baby first, honestly. What I'll be like is you're like, I ask like, where you at type shit. She'll tell me, I'm like, alright, get ready, like, we about to go out. Like, I'll be there at such and such time. Like, you want to be direct. You want to be short, You don't want to text a bitch a whole paragraph, is what I'm saying. Especially if you already fucking with her, Especially if you already been fucking her. You want to keep it short, simple, straight to the point. But you want to text them in a way where it's like you were telling them what you were doing. But you also, you gotta realize when you're in person, you gotta talk like this too. Like, you can't, you wanna go here? Would you like this? Like, no, bro, like, it has to be you all around, It's beyond the texting, you get me? So it's like, you really gotta just embody this character, you know what I'm saying, of how you texting them. Like, it's gotta be you all around in the whole story. Like, it can't just be you behind the phone, because a bitch will be thinking like, you know what I'm saying, you a fraud, you know what I'm saying. But okay, so I'm gonna slide into how you should text a shorty you haven't fucked with yet or you haven't chilled with her yet. You either always be playing or always be played. First things first, I'm gonna drop a specific program on this. The first time, you know what I'm saying, you get her number, and the first time you talk to her over the phone should be a phone call. You shouldn't text a shorty first, like when you first get her number. And another thing is too, I'm gonna go into this more in depth, but you shouldn't call her the first 2 days. Like, after you get her number, like, don't call her for at least like 2 or 3 days, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna explain that why in the actual program dedicated to that. Leave a comment down below if you wanna hear that program. But alright, y'all, listen. When you texting a shorty you haven't chilled with, you haven't fucked with, you only wanna text her to set dates. Like, you're not texting her to get to know her. Like, you're not doing none of that shit. Like, no. You might, you know what I'm saying? Because first off, like, obviously we don't do dating apps. No, because that's basically texting a bitch. You wasting your time. No. What's most important and what you get the most success out of is getting bitch's number in person. Because then you already broke the ice, you know what I'm saying? You already met her in person. You already introduced your name. You know, you already talked about that little bullshit. Like, for instance, like, you told her a little bit about you and what you do. You already saw she was choosing. So, you know what I'm saying? You got past all that bullshit. If you meet a bitch on a dating app, you haven't got past that bullshit. So she can be bullshitting you, you know what I'm saying? Either always be playing or always be played. You get me? ABPs. So moving forward, this is why I don't use dating apps and shit like that. Like, because bitches always be playing. But when I meet a bitch in person, I can always be playing. You get me? Good. Moving forward. So like I was saying, when you texting a shorty, especially ones you haven't like fucked with or chilled with yet, you don't want to be texting her trying to get to know her. No, we could save all that shit for when we in person, baby. I'ma text you like, I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I got some time Saturday between, 3 and 5. Like, you down? We can go get some, you know what I'm saying, like ice cream if it's hot out. Or you can be like, yo, we go get some sherbet or something. Or fuck it, like, we go walk in the park, go get a smoothie or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, something she don't normally do. And basically what you're trying to do is just get her to say yeah. Like, you just want to get her to say yeah, get her used to saying yeah. You get me? But yeah, like I'm saying, fellas, when you texting a shorty, you don't want to be texting her trying to get to know her. Ever, ever, ever. Like, that's not why we texting. Especially a girl you already know and you already fucked. Like, no. Your text is, if you ever send a text, is to either set up a date, tell her to do something, you know what I'm saying? But for shorties that you haven't fucked yet, you do not want to be texting all day. You literally want to text her like 3 times, and by that 3rd time, if she didn't agree to you know what I'm saying, meet up with you on the times you said, then move on, my G. Maybe come back next week or something. And don't allow her to set the availability. Like, don't allow her to tell you, oh, we can meet up this day. Like, nah, bitch, nah. I give you my schedule, when I'm available. And if that doesn't work, cool. Like, I'm not going to be, butthurt about it. Like, always keep it cool, players. Always keep it player. You know what I'm saying? Principle 18. Always keep it player. One of my favorite principles. But when you texting her to meet up, you know what I'm saying, the most important thing is to tell her your availability. Like, so give her like 2 days, you know what I'm saying, so she can choose. And if she really want to meet up, she'll make time for that shit. Like I'm telling you, she'll really make time for it. And one thing you want to do is you want to give her at least like 2 to 3 days advance notice on the day you're trying to meet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if it's on a weekend, you can make it, you know what I'm saying, a day before or the day or two before, but you never want to make a plan for the day of. That's too close, you know what I'm saying? That's too early. Like, at least a day or two ahead, because then it shows her that, okay, you know what I'm saying, he has a schedule, you know what I'm saying? Like, he not just winging shit, you know what I'm saying? These are all things that shorties are reading subliminally. I'm gonna go into this more another day, because it's getting kind of long. But leave your comments down below, G.